Good afternoon. I am so happy to be here with everyone today as we take another major step forward in the Brent Spence Bridge Corridor project. Today, we introduce the design-build team that is going to build this bridge. What an incredible statement. This is a project so many would say would never get done and has been dreamed about for years. But we are getting it done. And we're getting it done because of so many of the people here, not just up here, but throughout the building. We're getting it done because the great teams from Kentucky and Ohio that know what is possible when folks from different political parties, different states, different levels of government, different sides of a river, all come together because we realize a bridge isn't red or blue. It's not Democrat or Republican. It is just absolutely critical for this region and for the entire country. I want to thank Governor DeWine. We've known each other well since we were attorneys general, working to combat the opioid epidemic, and have continued to work together through the challenges that we have faced these last several years. He has been nothing but a willing partner, pushing any differences aside and making sure that we could move this project forward. And today, with the help of this new design-build team, we are one step closer to building this companion bridge without tolls. We're going to provide the many families, communities, and businesses that rely on the Brent Spence with new, exciting growth and development opportunities. So let's get to the really big news. I'm proud today to be joined by leaders of two great companies. Both of these companies are well known and respected for their work. And now they are teaming up to be our design build leaders in this crucially important project. We're talking about Walsh Construction and Kokosing, two of the largest general contractors operating in America and beyond. Both have records of real achievement with both of our states. In November of 2020, when a semi jackknifed and burst into flames on the Brent Spence, Kokosing was there to help us with that complex repair job that we got done faster than any of us thought was possible after that crash. It took a lot of cooperation to get that done and to get to this point, but now these two companies together are taking us into the future, leaning on each other's skills and strengths to accomplish what I believe is the feature infrastructure project going on in the United States of America today. Walsh and Kokosing will drive this process along with AECOM, Parsons, and Jacobs, which includes some of the most experienced bridge designers, transportation engineers, and highway engineers in the United States. In its submission, the joint venture also identified WEB Ventures as a diversity, inclusion, and outreach consultant. We'll hear from the design build leaders shortly. Isn't that exciting? We're going to get to listen to the folks that are going to help us build the bridge today. And we're also excited to work with this team of professionals to take the steps from today to tomorrow to next month to the years that it will take. But today would not be possible without the support of Governor DeWine, along with our great Transportation Cabinet Secretary Jim Gray, his counterpart Jack Marshbanks. Our teams work together to get to this important opportunity. Remember, we produced and signed a memorandum of understanding which gave this project the focus and the momentum to continue to move forward. That cooperation led directly to a pretty great day in December's blockbuster announcement. I was proud to stand there with the president, with Senator Mitch McConnell, both U.S. senators from Ohio, and state and local leaders from both sides of the river, like Covington Mayor Joe Meyer, as we celebrated one of the largest, if not the largest, federal infrastructure grant in U.S. history, $1.6 billion. Let's make sure the federal government knows our appreciation. And I want to thank our state legislators that on our budgeting side allowed us to put together a great application. Senator Chris McDaniel, Senator John Schickel, I think we have Representative Rachel Roberts, and a number of others here today. Thank you for putting us in the best position possible to secure this game-changing grant. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the work of former Congressman John Yarmouth, who helped push the funding bill through the United States House of Representatives. That was a game changer and a big green light that moved this project forward, and it's going to benefit every generation to come. The Brent Spence Bridge behind us went up at the dawn of the 1960s. It was built in large part by the greatest generation, the men and women tested by the Great Depression and who got us through and to victory in World War II. Those great Americans came back and took on the big, seemingly impossible challenges at home, creating so much of our modern world. The Brent Spence stands as an important engineering achievement and a route that Kentucky, Ohio, and our entire system of commerce rely upon. Completing this companion bridge will add to our progress, as well as capitalize on the revival of American manufacturing that we're experiencing right now, with billions of dollars in investment going to both of these states and tens of thousands of new great jobs of the future. In many ways, this is our Eisenhower moment. We're going to respect the hard work and ingenuity of the previous generation by upgrading and extending the life of their great creation, the Brent Spence Corridor, for decades to come. This is the beginning of an even brighter future for our families, for both of these states, and for this broader region. As a governor, but also the dad of 2 kids, I want the same thing for your kids as I do for mine. I want them to travel on the safest roads and bridges possible, to live in regions with vibrancy and a future, to live in places where the jobs and opportunities of the future are so great that no matter how big they dream, they can chase those dreams as close to home as possible. I can say with confidence that by working together and setting politics aside, which is exactly what's happened on this project, we're going to be the generations that change everything for the people of this region and for every generation that comes after us by working and boosting, reviving this key commercial crossing. Now, we get to build this bridge. So it's my honor to get to turn this over to, again, a great working partner, someone in our work where we have never seen red or blue, but we do see the green of $1.6 billion. Governor Mike DeWine.
Andy, thank you very much. Governor Beshear and I not only have a great relationship, but our 2 departments have a great working relationship, and they're doing just a absolutely phenomenal job. I want to start by giving a shout out to the members of the General Assembly. I know Danny Isaacson's here, Gene Schmidt, I see Senator Steve Wilson, and others who have really been spearheading this in the state legislature for the state of Ohio. January 4th, about 8 months ago, Governor Beshear and I stood on the banks of the Ohio River to accept the largest grant ever issued by the United States Department of Transportation. We're joined by probably all of you in the room, the President of the United States, U.S. Senators from our 2 states, a bipartisan group, a bipartisan effort that is paying off. And the announcement that Andy just made, Governor Beshear just made, I think you can see that effort continuing as we focus on this next milestone. This bipartisan group has accomplished what has been talked about for more than 2 decades, securing the funding to build a new bridge across the Ohio River. Now another milestone brings us together today in Kentucky. We're taking an exciting step forward on this massive project, and it's a big one, big project. I'm excited by the fact that an Ohio-based company is going to play a key role in this nationally significant project. COSING has a long history of working with the state of Ohio and building our roads. They have a long history also with this bridge. They were the team that made the emergency repairs after a truck fire severely damaged the Brent Spence in November 2020. They did that in a record time. And I know Governor Beshear and I both have thanked them for that. Both Kokosing and Walsh have great relationships and a long history with the Ohio Department of Transportation. And that teamwork will continue as we progress through the Brent Spence Bridge project. With a project of this magnitude, a tremendous amount of work we know is ahead. But I'm confident that we have the best people on both sides of the river to get it done. And get it done, we will. Ohio is a state that makes things, we move things. Our location is one of our top assets. And our transportation network allows us to capitalize on that. This project, when we have two of our major interstates coming together across the river, will uncork a bottleneck that has hampered the movement of people and freight for too long. This is also about safety. The importance of this bridge directly impacts the safety of the families that cross that bridge every single day. For as long as I can remember, when I would ask leaders in Cincinnati and Hamilton County and Southwest Ohio, what's your number one priority? The answer would come back this bridge. Why can't we get the bridge built? Now we're getting it done. While this project is about keeping commerce and traffic moving, it'll also have other benefits to those who live in the neighborhoods nearby. Increased access for pedestrians and those who are on bicycles means we can provide a better reconnection across the interstate between downtown Cincinnati and the west end of Cincinnati. With the project's updated design, we're recapturing in Ohio at least 9.5 acres of land, maybe more, that will instead be available to be redeveloped. These things are important to the city, Mayor Pierval, and other leaders in Cincinnati. This project connects our two states, it connects neighborhoods, it connects people to opportunities, and it shows what we all can accomplish together working in a bipartisan way. Now let me introduce Administrator Shailen Batt of the Federal Highway Administration. We appreciate very, very much that relationship that we have with them and the cooperative relationship we know will continue throughout this project. Administrator, thank you.
Governor, that is one of the best pronunciations I've gotten as I go around the country. So I appreciate that. Drop a little bit of our egos and focus what is needed for the country. We can get things done. And